This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
All right, let's talk to another guy in Memphis. That is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Tom, have you got your barbecue filling yet, man? What have you been eating on?
Yeah, just a little bit. We've been kind of stationary down here in the media hotel. It's been a rugged go of it a little bit with the water pressure situation and all. But, yeah, we went over to the Rendezvous last night and had the appetizer, the sausage, cheese, good stuff, and thankful that they put on a little media social for us.
It's always nice when food's free and the drinks are free, man. That was a little disappointed I didn't get to make the trek over there. But I'm back here in the great state of Arkansas, and you're down there. Tom, give your feel. We're here from Pittman later on at 11 o'clock today. We got to talk to some players last night. I like Dalton Wagner's approach. Hey, this is only the second bowl game that I've gotten to play in here at Arkansas. Do you get that sense from the rest of the team that's kind of been passed on a little bit?
A little bit. And, Dalton Wagner is one of the guys on this team who football means a lot to him. He just said he couldn't sleep at night if he didn't come play in this game. I mean, or he would sleep easier at night if he played. And, sometimes I think we miscalculate the value or importance of going to a bowl city and, getting the gifts and having the social hours and things. And this one's been a little bit less of a production than, say, the Outback Bowl last year, simply because it's so close to Christmas and the weather has tamped things down. But my biggest overarching thought on this bowl game is how important is it to Arkansas? And Bob and I got to sit down with Sam Pittman on Sunday night. We were the only media here at the time. And in no uncertain terms, this game is very important to Sam. He wants to win it. And the players who are here are bought in. And so what we're going to see is guys who don't have a ton of receptions like Jaden Wilson, Isaiah Satania, and even Bryce Stevens out there competing. And linebackers like I heard you guys just talking about, Pooh, who's gotten a ton of action this year and a lot of TFLs and sacks, but paired with Jordan Crook and some other guys who, they've been on special teams. But what we're going to see them matched up against, Jalen Daniels. He's going to break the pocket and he's going to be running, and a guy like Jordan Crook or Manny Powell is going to have to track him down. And so I just think how important this game is to the Razorbacks, we're going to get a sense on Wednesday.
Tom, is it just as simple as feeding Rocket and KJ offensively? Well,
if they can block Kansas up, that could be a big component here. If Kansas cannot, and their defensive coordinator yesterday, Borland, I asked him that, about the 1-2 punch of Jefferson and Sanders, and he's like, yeah, that's their strength. And they haven't been a good run stop team. I think they're somewhere around 114th in the country at stopping the run. So, yes, if Arkansas can get away with just handing the ball off and controlling the game that way, I think they'll do a lot of that. But they're also going to pass the ball. They're also going to be in passing situations, and we're going to have to see what the communication has been like with KJ and a bunch of different guys. And, of course, throwing to Matt Landers has always been an option this year, and he's gotten some deep balls. But, yeah, it will be a long day for the Jayhawks if they struggle to get Rocket Sanders on the ground.
Matt Landers is the guy that a lot of people are keeping an eye on. Tom, how many targets do you think he gets tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, good question. He could get as many as 8 to 10, I would think. It just depends on how much the pass game is part of what they need to do. And their cornerbacks are pretty good. I asked KJ Jefferson about them yesterday. 2 and 3. I don't know the guys' names right now, but Kobe Bryant I know is one of them, but they're solid cornerbacks. And KJ Jefferson said they're really good at not getting thrown off at the line of scrimmage, meaning they don't go for early fakes and stuff like that. So Arkansas line's going to have to protect up and give him time to get the ball downfield to Landers.
We're talking with Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and the Whole Hog Sports this morning. Tom, Chuck referenced it earlier. We were advocating for younger guys to play, specifically Isaiah Satania. Well, now we're getting our wish tomorrow. A young guy that you may be honed in on, that you've been wanting to see, not just in spot situations, but maybe a starting or a lot of minutes. Who's that one young kid that you're going to be monitoring throughout the game?
Well, I mean, I haven't thought about that specific idea for this game, but I will tell you that Jordan Crook is one. He's going to be a starter. How does he react to the extended playing time? Can he come down and tackle their big back Devin Neal? Can he get to Jalen Daniels? Can he be involved in a foot race with him to the edge? Can he win that? But there's a bunch of guys. I mean, Nathan Bax hasn't been a starter at tight end. How's he going to do? Can he be targeted? Because I'm just writing about this for the matchups tomorrow. You got Landers with 44 receptions, and the next highest wideout is 8. Bryce Stevens, who had a phenomenal touchdown catch against Mississippi State. But he's going to get more chances. So there's really guys across the board who, will be intrigued as to how they handle increased playing time. And I think going forward, Sam Pittman and the staff are going to have to, and I don't know if relent is the right word, but they're going to have to be more receptive to playing more guys, because there's all these offensive line commits they've been stacking up for a couple, 3 years, and they've got very minimal playing time. I think they're going to have to be more open to giving those guys reps in games, to giving guys like Crook and Manny Powell reps during game, and it has to start next year, because they were tested in the secondary with all their injuries, and found out that a guy named Quincy McAdoo could play. And a lot of different DBs got some action this year, and I think that needs to happen more across the board. Now, look, their schedule did not allow as much of that as you would like, because there was not a blowout game. I mean, every game that they played, went down and went to the second half, was tight. There were no blowouts. And even Missouri State, they had to fight back and win. So I just think even in conference games going forward, if you're recruiting well and you want to keep your younger players involved and, less prone to jump in that transfer portal, that you got to give playing time to more guys.
All right, last thing here, Tom. We'll talk some basketball with you. Musk getting a shot to go to Baton Rouge. Didn't get a chance to go last year. Keith Smart and company actually went and ended up winning that game. That was a big win to kind of get them going a little bit. I think Arkansas is going to probably end up winning this game tomorrow night. I think Justice Hill, that connection is going to be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. I know you've been football focused being in Memphis, but any read on what's going to happen in Baton Rouge tomorrow night?
Well, I don't know a ton about the LSU roster so far. I mean, I stay pretty buried in football, but Justin Hill's got good numbers, and he and Coach Hill, they wanted to show that he could be an SEC caliber player, and he's doing that. It's going to be a tough road venue, but they've done a good job overhauling their roster, and then they still have a few carryovers from last year. What I like is that Eric Musselman and staff have shown their adaptability. Certain guys didn't have a ton of minutes in some games, Jalen Graham and, Pinion and some other guys. But then when you start, you lose Trevin Brazile, Nick Smith's been kind of out and in and out, and they've found ways. And it shows that the depth of recruiting on this roster is real. And, it's what they do is on a game-by-game basis is always fascinating, because different teams have different challenges. I just think on the whole, I was worried about their half-court offense after the Greensboro game, but, they came back against Oklahoma and showed their half-court offense could be real and explosive, and that was good to see, because we just think of them as being really good when they're in transition. But I think shooting is going to be the thing we watch with this team all year long, how well they can shoot it. And there's going to be certain games where they're going to have to hit threes, and that's going to start showing up during conference play, where it's more magnified, more important for them.
Tom, we'll leave it there this morning. Enjoy the rest of your time in Memphis this week, and we'll see what happens when we talk to you on Thursday following Arkansas's game against Kansas tomorrow afternoon.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet Online, where the game starts.